What's going on, everybody? We are back here in some more Legends. So for the title of the video, yes, today I'm actually releasing a new tune for you guys. So there actually has been a lot of changes as of recently to some of these tunes, um, especially for manual transmission. So Uh, if you guys are one of those players who I'd say who like the slower, consistent type of tunes, this is actually probably gonna be the tune for you guys. Um, I know that a lot of people are probably not gonna like this tune, for the sheer fact that it's not gonna be fast. But I will go over a little bit, about how I was able to come up with these tunes and how these tunes could be for the better of Supercross, especially for these default tracks. As you guys know, that these default tracks are really small scaling and everything, and it doesn't take a lot of power um, to actually get around these tracks. It's just that you have to um, just keep a consistent line, and you will be able to get through these tracks pretty quick. Um, Especially for a couple of bikes. Um, Kind of like the Honda, Kawasaki, and somewhat the KTM, a little bit. But um, like I said, no, not everybody is actually going to like this tune. Um, it it kind of eliminates a lot of power from the bikes, but it eliminates the power over for consistency and everything. Use the bike's power or to hit the jumps and get over obstacles and everything. Well, get over the jumps and everything. Over the fact that you have more of a momentum push through the corners, uh, to maintain that consistent speed. If that kind of makes sense. Um, Use the power of the bike um to get over jumps, but you use the momentum in the corners to stay consistent, as you guys see here. And I'm going to be talking about a little bit at the end of the video, about a new series I'm going to be coming up, bringing on the channel a little bit. This this series, I actually have to put a little bit more time into the game. Uh, I'm still ahead of a learning curve, for that game. So, if you guys did enjoy my TT of Isle of Man videos, you guys will probably like this game I'm going to be bringing to the channel. Um, but for right now, me, it's really bit of a learning curve at the moment. So, with that said and done, like I said, there's actually a few things that I've changed with the settings and everything. And I will show you guys that right now. So, um, let's go down into gameplay. So, recently I have changed the airborne throttle to user input. I know that I was using a lot of the auto disable, but this time around I've been using a lot of user input. The reason being is because I recently have watched a video on YouTube with Dean Wilson, with World Supercross, and it kind of put a little bit of perspective into my gameplay. So if you guys have actually uh, rode in real life, you guys will kind of know what I'm talking about. But every time you guys go through jumps or anything like that, you guys will hit the gas when you guys are going through the jump transferring through the dips and everything like that. You hit the gas to just to keep that momentum up. and then rev up the engine to stay low or to keep that momentum up throughout around the track. So this is kind of where my whole tune got inspiration from. I'd say so. Hey, Dean Wilson, if you ever see this video, thanks, bro. Um, so you guys know that I did disable the max FOV. I haven't been the one to actually use the max FOV as of recently. If you guys saw my other video talking about the whole new way to play and everything like that, um, eliminating the clutch use, which I still haven't done, but mainly it was with the max FOV. I know that everybody uses the max FOV because to be honest with you, I've seen the difference between the max FOV and normal FOV. It really doesn't make a difference at all. I know that a lot of people say it makes you faster. But what I've from what I've seen, it doesn't really make a difference. To be honest with you, it just kind of stretches out the track a little bit more, and that's about it. But going through the normal FOV and the max FOV, it doesn't really make a difference at all. Um, as of recently as well, I actually took off the reflex gyro. Um, it, it's a weird one. Because I've been using the gyro for a lot of the time as of recently, as of lately actually, and for the bike to feel um that it doesn't have a gyro, it's weird, but it feels better. If you guys use this tune, that you guys will know. From as from 0%, I've actually went up to 20% on all of these. Uh, as of reason being, I've actually been really noticing as of lately that the bike has been sliding in corners again. I don't know why. I think it's because of the physics changes that Rainbow has been doing to the game recently, but um, I've been feeling that the bike has been sliding around a lot more than I would actually like it to. Not like from a month ago or a few weeks ago. But I turned it up a little bit and I have it all on 20%. So that is it for the settings, and we will get into the tunes. Okay. First up is the Honda. So before we actually get into the tune, I actually wanted to talk about them a little bit. I'm not sure if I actually talked about it yet, but I'm probably going to talk about it again. But so the whole reason how I came about these tunes is in recent times for the game, I've noticed something particularly interesting. Um, I've noticed that if you the smoother that you go through the woods, the more chance that you're going to be consistent around the track. Um, so I did base this tune off the Kawasaki. Um, as of recently, probably the best bikes in this game as of right now is the Honda and Kawasaki. That Kawasaki has been it's been pulling in my favor as of recently. If you do have a right tune on it, the thing goes. And it's been really competing with the Honda as of recently, especially if you have the right tune on it. So, um, I I've been really I've like I said I've been noticing an interesting thing that if the smoother you go in the woods, the faster and more consistent you will be um around the track, especially with jumps and everything. Um, and I've really been putting in that. the real life techniques, if you want to call it that, into my gameplay. Rolling in the corners, accelerating in the middle and out of the corners, and I just messed that up with my gears. And I'm doing it in a quick fashion, because it's Legends. So if you can do it in a quick fashion, you guys shouldn't have much of a problem with this tune. But if you guys do really like a smooth tune, this tune might be for you. As I said, it sacrifices a lot of power and a lot of speed for the bike, but this tune, I actually do believe it's pretty good for the scaling of these tracks. Um, but that's about it. What I have to say for it. So let's get into the first tune, which is the Honda. So for the engine, this is the big play. I've been using stock engine. Um, I know that you guys remembered one of my more older tunes. I've actually talked about using the stock engine before, especially for that KTM. But as of recently, I have been using a stock engine over, the engine acceleration and the top speed. For some reason, the uh, the stock engine is holding its own weight for uh, the scaling for the tracks. Instead of having to uh, really having to use the clutch all the time, but with this one, you can be a lot more consistent. You can pull your momentum through corners and everything. So that's specifically why I have it on the stock engine. I've been noticing that I haven't played it on the outdoors yet. Um, but if it's really consistent on Supercross, I already have a good idea how it's going to work on the outdoors. So of course, I always still have the clutch boost at level 3 because you can't play the game no other way, which is kind of sad. I wish they could fix this. Rainbow, if you guys are listening, please can you guys at least try to do redo the acceleration mapping or something so we don't have to use much of this clutch boost. If you guys brought in the sounds from live, it would be nice to actually, be able to bring in the acceleration mapping in from it instead of having to clutch boost your whole way through. It would be kind of nice if you guys made a change for that. For the chassis, I've been using flexible one. Now I know the popular one is flexible 3 chassis. But like I told you guys as of recently, between the last few updates, the the chassis have been feeling like the chassis. The more flexible you go, the lighter the bike is gonna feel. Um, but you don't have that weight from the rigid chassis to be able to, hit lines. If you guys pay attention to the physics, you guys will definitely know what I'm talking about. The weight feels like weight. The flexible, feels lightweight. I think this actually works pretty decent for Honda because already a factory Honda uses aluminum frame, which is actually already pretty light. But you don't want to go all the way up to where it actually feels like a piece of paper. You know that you can't, get over jumps and everything and be consistent. Which I'm still trying to figure out how all these fast dudes keep using it because if you guys are feeling it, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I use flexible one. It gives a really decent grounded feel to the bike instead of just having it really light. You have it light but not too light. So that's that. Um, this is this is actually personal preference. I'd say. Um, I've talked about it before. The soft one for Honda is always the best option, especially for Supercross and somewhat outdoors. So when I was making these tunes, I actually came to the conclusion. I went from the softest to the hardest, and I noticed that the more you go through the tunes, the more inconsistent the bike will be. That kind of sounds wacky, I know, but the softer the softer you are with your suspension, the lower your bike is gonna fly. Um, especially if you have a light chassis on, a flexible chassis. Um, the softer the suspension, the more lower you're gonna ride, and then the more harder, the more pop you're gonna have. So it all comes down in between, which one you actually want. Um, the reason why I've picked the soft level one is because if you guys do hard level one, two, three, the more the more you're gonna do it, the um, my dog is barking for some reason. So the harder your suspension is gonna be, the more tougher it's gonna be to get through the whoops. Um, you guys, if you guys used it, you guys would know what I'm talking about. When you have the hard suspension, it just kind of makes it hard to get through whoops. So that's why I do soft level one, just to have that, just to have that shock absorber for the whoops and everything, just to have a smooth ride through the whoops, and it'll keep you fast. So I used to always use grip level three. Um, but as of recently, I've actually did the grip level one, but grip level two has actually been working very well for me as of recently. Grip level three has really slowed down the bike a little bit. Um, I've noticed it just hasn't been making the bike as fast as I thought. This is like going back to season two. Um, at the beginning of season two, when the grip level two was probably the best grip for the game. Um, that with that, we're actually coming back around to grip level two. Um, which this time around is actually feels a lot more better. Um, for the fact that we keep getting updates and everything like that. Now, as I expressed before, um, I'm not sure how long this tune is going to last if they end up, dropping another update, and if they end up doing another physics update and everything like that. Um, as I said, I don't know if they put back that terrain deformation update yet. When they released um, the DLC track, I think that was what box or no, the other track. I'm not thinking straight right now, but yeah. So I'm not sure how long this tune is going to last. Um, because well, like I said before, every time I put out a tune and then do an update, the tune gets messed up and everything. Uh, I think that's because of the whole thing, but I'm not sure. And then brakes just hardness level three. And that's the tune. So on the other bikes, I've actually switched it. Um, and as I said, the how I made this was the how smooth they go through the whoops, essentially. Because if you can go through the whoops really smooth, the faster you probably are going to be on around the track. Um, so this is the Kawasaki, pretty much the same, the stock engine. Boost level 3, chassis flex level 1, Like I said right here, softness level 3. Everybody knows this bike is a bit heavy, a bit clunky, and the soft suspension makes up for its power to weight ratio. Um, Especially when you guys are trying to hit big lines or something like that. I always said between two soft level 2 and soft level 3, Kawasaki is more on the side for a softer suspension. There's always a sweet spot for these bikes, and the soft suspension always works for the Kawasaki. The tires, grip level 2, and the hardness level 3. Um, Also, the KTM. The KTM feels similar um, to the Kawasaki, but it's just a bit slower. Um, I'd say so. Stock engine, boost level 3, chassis level or chassis flex level 1, softness level 1, grip level 2, and brakes hard level 3. We'll go down to Suzuki. So Suzuki is actually kind of interesting. Um, it's actually really interesting. The bike feels really good. Um, it's a bit on the slower side, like how Suzuki most likely most likely is, because Suzuki is pretty much stock. If you guys don't know about that, but Suzuki is probably the only stock slash factory bike. I'm not sure how to say that, but Suzuki's pretty much a stock bike, and with the stock engine, it makes the Suzuki feel pretty nice. But it is a bit on the slower side. It feels about the same like the KTM, but a bit slower than the KTM. You guys will kind of know what I'm talking about. But stock engine, boost level 3, uh, reflex level 1, or flex level 1, um, softness level 1, pretty much the same tune as the KTM. It just makes the bike a bit slower than the KTM, but essentially they actually do feel the same. It's just the Suzuki's a bit slower. And for the Yamaha, now I haven't played around a whole lot with the Yamaha, but if I would have to compare the Yamaha with the bike, I would compare it to the Honda. It feels about the same like the Honda, just a bit slower than the Honda, faster than Kawasaki. Um, but the I've noticed that the jumping is not but it still feels pretty good. We have the stock engine, clutch boost level 3, flex level 1, soft level 2. So as I told you guys before, um, Yamaha have always had a favored hard suspension. As I said in recent times, around the time of you know making the game update and changing to the suspension and everything like that, and the suspension working like an actual hard suspension, it hasn't been too consistent with the hard suspension. So I found that the soft level 2 is probably the best because it goes through the whoops a lot more smoother um, than a lot of the other bikes with this setting. So it's on soft level 2, grip level 2, and hard level 3. Um, I didn't do Husqvarna. If you guys do have Husqvarna, just go ahead and put on the same tune, but um, test it between soft level 1 and soft level 2. Um, I think soft level 1 might work good with this bike, but I might be mistaken. But play around with the soft suspension if you guys can get the same ones. So the gas. Recently, I've have found. a tune for this bike, but to make it feel decent. But this time around, this tune makes this bike possibly the slowest, but it actually feels really good. Um, I know that I've expressed in the past that I really don't like this bike, because the bike just feels so heavy and slow, slower than the Suzuki actually. This bike is slower than the Suzuki, but it feels better than the Suzuki, if that makes sense. It's slower, but it feels better. Um, you guys have to kind of have to pull this bike's weight to really, to really keep it in a consistent rhythm. But it's got the stock engine, the boost level 3, flex level 1. It's got the soft level 2, grip level 2, and hard level 3. Um, like I said, the spike is slow. The power on it, you can tell it's lacking the power, but the bike feels great. I actually do like the feeling of the bike. I don't like how it's slow, but it feels really good. Um, Especially coming from me, saying that I don't like gas, but this time around, I actually kind of do like it. Um, but I won't make it ideal for any type of competitive racing, because of how slow the bike actually is. It's more for if you want to fly low jumps. You guys will probably like this bike, but it's not ideal for fast racing at all. So uh, that that's the tune. Um, for all the bikes, this is probably going to be my last tune for a while because I actually do want to kind of see if I'm able to use this tune after the next update. Because I think if I remember, we're still due for another compound um, for tracks. So I'm actually curious for that, but this is gonna be my last tune for a while. Mostly because I'm gonna be starting that new series for a game. I'm actually in a learning curve for it right now, and um, I'm gonna be staying offline actually for a while. I'm not sure if I have explained it before, but my online subscription is about to end here in the next week or so, and I'm gonna take that time to kind of weed myself off of online racing for a bit and try to get back into the swing of making actual content for you guys. Uh, I know that you guys probably do like the online stuff or something like that every time I upload them, but um, I I'm not the one to actually upload online content like that. But I just wanted to get back in the swing of actually making content again for the channel. Um, this is gonna be also this is gonna be my last commentary video for now too. If you guys saw my video yesterday, you guys will have a pretty decent idea. I'm um, just gonna step away from the commentary side for a bit and just try to get content back on the channel. And as for streaming, so um, I have to figure out what's wrong with the whole streaming thing. Um, Especially for playbacks or if you guys come into the streamer or something like that. I have to figure out the situation with the mic. I've noticed that my mic don't work while streaming, so I have to kind of figure that out why that's not working and everything like that. But if you guys actually have a bit of a solution for that, let me know. Um, I'm actually gonna start streaming. I'm gonna start streaming Resident Evil Village. Uh, I, as you guys know, I've actually have talked about the fact talked about that I'm gonna be bringing horror onto the channel, but I've been kind of writing it off a little bit because I'm still a chicken. Um, I just been actually kind of writing off on it, just kind of stalling it and something like that because um, I can watch it as said before. I can watch the shit, but I can't play the shit. So um, I'm gonna be working on that, trying to get it onto the stream and everything. And I'm gonna start streaming that here in the next week or so, if I can figure out a way to get the mic working. That will be here, and if I can, I'll start streaming here in the next few weeks, maybe a month or something like that. Probably after the holidays, most likely. But um, that's that, and I think that's about it for this video. Go ahead and I've noticed that there's one person. If you are watching that, if you guys have trouble with anything, just go ahead and try to refer to these tunes and settings and everything. And I did forget to mention that these tunes are based on for the manual shifting. I actually forgot to show you guys that. That I do manual shifting now for this game. As I said before, if you guys are the ones who don't use manual shifting, just take the time to actually uh, put some time into it. If you guys have been watching me long enough, you guys would know that I've expressed that it was too much of a multitask for me. But this time around, there's a lot of other people who have talked or who mentioned this that if once you start actually putting time into it, it will actually start coming to you kind of natural. As a matter of fact, it did the same way with me. I stuck time into it, and now I have actually have a really decent idea on how the gearing works in this game. And now I use manual shifting, and it's actually really easy for me to do it. Um, Especially if you know real life motocross. For outdoors, you shift between third and fourth. You really don't really go through too many gears after that. Sometimes you will go down in second gear and tighter corners. Um, and on Supercross, like always, you're in second gear pretty much the entire time. If it calls for like a long straight or something like that, you just stick it down in third, and you're good to roll. Um, but second gear is probably really good for Supercross, and um, you go through third and fourth on outdoors. Sometimes fifth, but um, if you actually want to be like really fast, you go through second, third, and fourth. Um, Third gear to jump, fourth gear to hit um, a lot of the straights and everything like that. But I think that's about it for this video. It's probably longer than I actually should be, as a matter of fact. But if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.